as World Vision, we're showing up and responding to, this devastation, and people are smiling and they're hugging, and you just see the compassion. I've been working directly with pastors whose churches had burned down. I can name at least 4 to 5 whose churches have burned down.
These churches, and I'm sure neighbors, are coming together in ways that they perhaps never would have even imagined before. I like to give people an idea of what prayer looks like when it's a total loss. Without hope, we don't have solutions. Without hope, we don't have a second or a third chance. And there is no better resolve than knowing that you are undefeated because you're alive.
Yes.
But maybe share, do you have like a specific story of people who are embracing each other and getting the needs met that are so urgent right now?
As a church engagement director for World Vision, I engage with churches all year long. So we have a network of partners and organization with over 3,000 people and networks that we service all the time. So this relationship didn't just start because of the fires. This is something that has been preempted and has been in place. And so when these things happen, I'm able to call these pastors that are on the ground, or they're able to call me. And specifically, a pastor called and said, Christine, not only did my church burn to the ground, but so did my home. And so did the home of so many of our members. And so we immediately got trucks, 54-foot trucks down from our warehouses with things like blankets and pillows and toothbrushes. And just the thought of not being able to have your basic needs met. Oh, I don't even have a brush if I reach to comb my hair, or I don't even have a pillow to just lay on. I don't even have a toothbrush or toothpaste. You talked about becoming instantly homeless. We are responding to the needs of people who have become instantly homeless, wearing the same clothes for multiple days. And so being able to be on the ground and provide just basic needs for them has just been incredible.
So where do they go? Where does that pastor go? I was reading about what World Vision is providing, in terms of bedding. And I would wonder where that mattress or that cot would be placed if the church is burned down.
Right. So we have so many local partners who have opened up and started providing and meeting those needs, as well as people's relatives, their homes, that may not have been. Currently, my home is an evacuation site, for instance. So as people are saying, we need help, we need this, we need that, we are just opening up the doors. And again, that's where you see the local church being the church. That's where you see the local community being the community, as people are coming together and saying, I have a home, I have a room, come here. And so people are really just opening their hearts and their homes, during this time, as well as many hotels. And so people are just taking advantage of the opportunity, being a little uncomfortable to be comfortable, to make others comfortable, if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense. I've been saying it over and over again because I think it's just remarkable. You move away. I've moved many times, but you always have ties to different places where you live.
Right.
And the first woman to give me a chance at television, she lost her home, and she lived in one of these neighborhoods that was ravaged. And so she's in shock, right? But I'm thinking, what do you need? What can I do for you? And she's still wrapping her brain around this new reality. If somebody was in her shoes and needed tangible assistance, what is the way that they could reach out to World Vision? And would World Vision help anyone who's there, who's been impacted by these fires?
Absolutely. So since the fires have started, we have sent out over 10 trucks to disaster zones, to disaster areas. We have worked with the local church, who is literally our indispensable partner. We have worked with the church, worked with organizations to set up these command centers where people are able to go and to pick up those items. So you'll see items like Bomba socks. You'll see items like the blankets that we talked about, the pillows. And again, people don't know what they need until they reach for it and don't have it, right? So we have done natural disasters so well for so long that we kind of anticipate the needs of people, and we're able to bring out the things that are most regarded during this time. Things like air purifiers, masks, generators. So the list just goes on, and we're on the ground actually assessing the needs. I've been at all of these sites. I don't think there's one site that I have not personally visited to just be on the ground with the people, to pray with them, to love on them, and to make sure that they're getting their needs met in access. So someone is able to reach out, look online, worldvision.org. You can always find, the latest of what's going on, even on our socials at World Vision USA. You can look there and find out what's happening as well. But we do have disaster sites all over the local areas, and people are able to come and pick up whatever is needed.
75 years World Vision has been around helping in global
Yes.
disasters.
Yes.
Is it different when it's here in the United States as opposed to another country?
I've been in both places. So I've been here in the United States, experiencing the disaster here. And then also I've been on the other side when a natural disaster has hit. And I just want to say that the response has been the same. It is just rapid. It's done with so much ease and prayer and precision and all the things. And so I just get excited when I know that we're on the way. I get to work with our national team who just does this. They don't sleep. These people will stay up night and day to make sure that the needs of the communities are met. And I have seen the rapid response happen both here and abroad. And so to me, it's immediately the same. I want to say that it couldn't be done without our donors. Having donor support, having people that are supporting the work of World Vision, we have been able to, in the past, 4 or 5 days, service over 15,000 people. Can you
Wow.
imagine, 15,000 people being served over these past days? But it's through our donors who allow us to have, this rapid response to these events. And so thank God for the donors. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. It's taking all of these multiple people, multiple corporations with their donations. Describe what they're living through right now, as they're being lifted up in prayer, as they're being encouraged, as they're being told, we're here for you. Do you know what their living situation for the great part of them is like? I mean, is everyone staying with friends or family, or are some churches actually having people sleep in the churches right now? Are some people sleeping in their cars? Like, maybe describe. I've heard that there are a lot of hotels that are sold out, Airbnbs. A lot of them
Yep.
are maxed out. So maybe describe to us what the day to day is like, and then what your day is like when you go out into the field.
So we have amazing church partners like the Dream Center, who are opening up, their Los Angeles Dream Center, who have opened up their campus. A lot of our church partners, our local church partners, have opened up their campus, their homes. And so every day, I think people are just kind of figuring it out. And so we're just there to kind of walk alongside with them. I don't know of too many people having to sleep in their cars. We have been at all of our disaster sites. We have been very vocal about, do you need somewhere to stay? How can we assist with that? And so we're definitely helping on the ground, trying to meet those immediate needs. But people have jumped in for sure. The Airbnbs, the hotels, and again, just the local church has been the partner on the ground.
Yeah. And just, if the church has burned down, which I know has been the case, at least in
Yes.
one instance, I don't know how many churches have burned down.
Many.
Many?
Yes, many churches have burned down. So I've been working directly with pastors whose churches had burned down. I can name at least 4 to 5 whose churches have burned down that I personally know. And so with those pastors, they have been reaching out, or their sister churches have been reaching out. Now, mind you, some of these churches, they didn't know each other before the natural disaster, before this fire happened. But the community, again, through our World Vision connections, I have been even putting pastors together saying, hey, are you able to foster this church, during this time? Are they able to use your facility? And they have just been coming together like crazy and using each other's facility and just figuring out ways to make it happen. You just figure it out.
So this has, again, you don't want to trivialize or minimize the breadth and the depth of what happened with this fire.
Right.
But these churches, and I'm sure neighbors, are coming together in ways that they perhaps never would have even imagined before.
Exactly. Exactly.
Great
So
unity.
Great. That's what we're seeing across the board. And again, great unity. And there's no limit, to where we will go. There's no limit to the people that we will touch. We will continue to be out there making those touch points, no matter what people's situation is. Because again, that's what we do, and that's what we're here for.
Can you give an example? And you can either tangibly pray, or you can just tell us what you pray for when you all say we're going out in the field and praying. Because I've heard people say this, but I like to give people an idea of
Okay.
what prayer looks like when
Yes.
it's a total loss, or it appears as though it's a total loss.
So we actually have an ambassador program, a pastor ambassador program. We have pastors that have flown down that were literally just hit by Hurricane Milton and other disasters that will come down in this instance and pray with these pastors, pray with these leaders, because they've gone through so many similar, they just lost their home, and they know a little bit about what it means to have to rebuild, what it means to have to
Right.
get back on your feet, what it means to lead a congregation who has lost everything. And so we have this program that is just a program of compassion, really more than anything, just coming down here to say, I am with you. Sometimes we don't have all the right words to say, right? But we can say, I am here, I am with you, and we're going to figure this out together. And I think that has been bringing more love and support than anything else. It's just knowing that people are here, that you can call them, that they're just sitting alongside with you. Maybe we're crying together. Maybe we're praying together. Maybe we're laughing together, but we're here. And I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, to have a battle buddy in the fight, to
That's
know
it.
you're not alone is
That's
is
it.
priceless right now, because I mean, you just need someone to tangibly be there. For people who are interested in giving, obviously they can go to, as you mentioned, the website worldvision.org.
Okay.
But you're looking specifically right now for what? Are you looking for solely monetary donations? Are you looking for other donations in kind?
Monetary donations have been really helpful, are the most helpful at this point, because
Mhm.
again, as we are assessing the need and finding out what the needs are exactly, we're having to kind of shift our model. Okay, they may no longer need toothbrushes, but now we may actually need more of the air purifiers as people are trying to go back into their homes, or we may need underclothes, we may need actual clothes. And so, as we're assessing the need, the monetary need is really helpful, because then we're able to really put our money where our mouth is and say, these are the items, more targeted and specific items to the families that have been affected by the fire and need relief.
I want to give you one more chance to just proclaim what has been so amazing, that power of hope, that power of coming together for those watching, because as traumatic as it is, obviously, for those who've gone through this in real life, people watching all across America are stunned and in shock when they see the news reports, when they see the video on their social media feed. And that can make them feel helpless or hopeless or overwhelmed. So, just one more time, talk about how much joy and even smiles you're seeing in light of such a dark situation.
Matthew 25 talks about us being the hands and feet of Jesus, right? And I have just seen that over these past few days. I mean, I have seen people come out from all over, that people are flying in to say, how can we help? How can we be the hands and feet of Jesus? And again, working for World Vision, this organization, we don't just want to help physically, but we want to help spiritually. We want to help emotionally. And I have just seen that back to back through our multiple church partners, through the people on the ground. Our team flew in so quickly. I couldn't even wrap my mind around how quickly everybody got here to just say, let's go. And so the smiles, along with the tears, it's definitely mixed emotions. And every moment it can change. And so, again, we are seeing smiles, but we are also seeing tears, but we are also going through this moment together. And I think that's the most important thing, is that we're here, we're going through it together, and we're seeing God move and bring hope and restoration like never before. Just being able to offer a family, a generator, or being able to offer them water. We've had so many people just cry because they received water or because they received a hug. And so during this time, everything is crucial. Even how we respond in our faith is crucial. And so we're just continuing to believe God for complete restoration, for these communities as they're going through this.
One of the things that I love about that word restoration is that it doesn't mean just replacing. You know, a lot of these folks, they need another house, they need another car.
That's right.
But restoration means better than before.
Yes.
Restored to original intent. And so thank you to you, Christine, and to all the work that World Vision is doing to really be a miracle alongside of these folks who desperately need one. We appreciate you, and thank you to World Vision again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.